10 Facts You Didn't Know About Princess Diana. Blue eyes, slender figure, impeccable smile, charm in every movement and radiating warmth. Such will always remember the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana. For many, she became the main woman of the 20th century. From the outside, her life seemed like a fairy tale: a husband, beautiful children, and the title of princess. What else is needed for happiness? But it was married life became for Diana a real burden and a test of strength. Diana was not perfect, but flawless in everything. That was what people who were tired of the excessive morality of the royal family liked. She broke the patterns of what a princess should be, dictated her rules against the Queen herself, behaved like a normal person, and raised her children the same way. In one of the interviews, her son William told how Diana specially brought him and Harry to poor neighborhoods, orphanages, and hospitals, so that they understood from childhood that the world is cruel and behind the walls of their castle is a different reality. She was always there for the people, never hesitating to help cancer and HIV patients, which was a wild thing in those years. She loved life, for she lived for her sons. Unfortunately, on August 31st, 1997, the Princess of Wales died in a car accident, which occurred in a Paris tunnel in front of the bridge Alma on the banks of the Seine. Although an ambulance rushed her to Salpêtrière Hospital, Diana died 2 hours later. Princess Diana's death in a car accident in Paris was not accidental. She was taken out for going to reveal the names of representatives of the British leadership involved in the arms trade and the production of anti-personnel mines. This was stated by lawyer Michael Mansfield, who in 2007 represented the interests of Egyptian millionaire Mohammed Al Fayed, whose son Dodi died with Diana. According to his information, the princess collected compromising data in a special diary, which she wanted to make public soon. She apparently kept it in a drawer for personal papers, but after Diana's death, it turned out to be empty and no one could recall what was inside, the lawyer said. As Mansfield suggests, Diana's 1997 trip to Angola was linked to the collection of dirt, and she was later going to Cambodia to set up a rehabilitation center for British mine victims. But death cut short all these plans, as the defender believes, far from accidental. However, in March this year, in the Spanish press, he expressed the opinion that no one planned to remove the princess. She only wanted to intimidate, but the plan was unsuccessful and turned out to be a tragedy. Funeral of Princess Diana became the largest in the history of mankind. The memorial ceremony was watched by 2 billion people around the world, which is an absolute record. Millions of people arrived at the funeral site to bid farewell to the princess. Many perceived her death as a personal loss. The photo from a bird's eye view clearly shows how many flowers were laid by fans of the princess in front of the gates of Kensington Palace, where Diana lived. More than 20 years later, she is still remembered and loved by all. Today, in honor of the anniversary of her death, we won't delve into the gossip and Diana's personal life. We're looking back at 10 facts about her life that you probably didn't know. Diana did poorly in school and had no interest in anything but ballet. She failed her final exams twice, something she often joked about as a princess. She focused on her younger brother's studies as much as possible, as she worried about him the most. 2. Caring for others has always been her main character trait. During her school years, besides her brother, she took care of animals, especially the guinea pig in the living corner where she studied, for which Diana once won a prize. 3. Before she became a princess, she worked in a kindergarten, and even earlier, even as a cleaner and a nanny. 4. She married Prince Charles thanks to her sister, who had previously dated him. This is how Diana's acquaintance with the representative of the royal family happened. At the time of her acquaintance, she was 19 years old, and at the age of 20 she married him. 5. She is the first in the history of the British monarchy who dared to change the marriage process without taking a vow of obedience to her husband. Her example was later followed by Kate Middleton, who emulates Diana a lot. 6. Legendary ring with a blue sapphire surrounded by diamonds. Diana Benali chose herself in a wedding catalog for $42. 0. And not inherited it, as everyone thought. Regarding jewelry, Lady Di loved chokers and hated tiaras. They gave her a headache. 7. Diana always controlled her diet to be in perfect shape, although she allowed herself to eat her favorite butter pudding from time to time. For a while, she even suffered from bulimia. 8. Diana's favorite activities are skiing and swimming. She often allowed herself to appear in public in a swimsuit, as evidenced by the many photos in the press. 9. Diana's face was the most commercial because she was the first to be the face of the Italian house Versace. In addition, She was on the cover of People magazine a record 50 times, and her personality is a source of inspiration for famous fashion houses until today. 10. Diana has dedicated her entire life to charity and has fought against war, cancer and AIDS. And the women she always admired were Madonna and Mother Teresa, because they had the same views on life as she did. The facts about Princess Diana are incredibly many and can be collected in a whole volume. She will forever remain in our memories and hearts, for she is a true Queen of Hearts. Be that as it may, Diana has already become a part of British and world history.